Have you ever wondered if the choice of the country you live in can impact your lifespan? In an earlier video, I argued that we must try living in the land where our ancestors lived, and how moving away from such a place might be a trigger for chronic diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, heart diseases, etc. But many of us will immigrate to distant lands. I myself migrated to Boston from India a few years back. And this migration does introduce health risks that I have discussed earlier. But if you are intelligent in choosing the right country you immigrate to, you might be able to substantially reduce the impact of these health risks. So in today's video, I'm going to present a fascinating idea that might just change the way we think about migration and longevity. So, welcome to the House of Royce. Let me start with the big idea. And the big idea is that if you are migrating, choose a colder country. Opting for colder countries might help you live a longer and healthier life. Let me now help you understand why I am saying this. Watch this video till the end as we delve into this intriguing relationship between temperature and longevity. Amongst various life forms on Earth, lifespan has been demonstrated to increase by temperature reduction. For example, there is this worm called C. elegans. This worm lives for a shorter period of time when shifted from a standard temperature of 20 degrees Celsius to warmer temperatures. On the other hand, when it is exposed to lower temperature, around 15 degrees Celsius, it results in a remarkable lifespan extension. Similarly, if body temperature of a mouse is increased by 0.5 degrees Celsius through exposure to hot climate, it leads to shortening of lifespan. But a mild decrease of 0.5 degrees Celsius in body temperature prolongs the lifespan in mouse. These observations support the theory that temperature reduction might promote longevity. Hibernation. It is a natural state of meditation assumed by certain animals during winter. Studies have shown that hibernating animals live longer than similar sized non-hibernating animals. Also, length of life directly correlates with the length of hibernation. During hibernation, body temperature drops significantly, and this drop in body temperature might be blessing these hibernating animals with longer life. Based on these findings, some scientists believe that people living in colder climates might have longer lifespan compared to those living in hotter regions. Now, if this is true, then it seems that our ancestors knew about this secret since several thousands of years. Several ancient Hindu and Buddhist scriptures describe this. Most accomplished sages who lived for many centuries in India had gone up the Himalayas to meditate. The Buddhist monks in Tibet meditate in monasteries located high above the sea level, and they live pretty long lives, isn't it? From the standpoint of laws defined by physics and chemistry, it does seem that lower temperature would support longer lifespan. Aging results from inflammation. Inflammation is a form of biological heat that slowly accumulates and erodes our biological systems. Laws of thermodynamics reveal that heat increases entropy in the system. More the entropy, more will be the chaos. Aging can be seen as continuous increase in entropy. To decelerate aging, one must reduce entropy, and this can be achieved by lowering temperature. Similarly, everything in our body is governed by chemical reactions. We know that at lower temperature, rate of chemical reactions go down. Slower pace of biochemical reactions mean lower levels of inflammation, which would translate into longer lifespan. Now consider this analogy. When a car runs, several components of the car face forces of friction. Friction leads to wear and tear. Wear and tear leads to damage. As the car keeps running, damage keeps on accumulating. If nothing is done, eventually the extent of damage becomes such that the car can no longer run. We can extend this life of car by regular maintenance. Servicing car in an automobile garage regularly after regular intervals of certain miles extends the life of the car as the mechanics repair the incurred damage. Ignoring such regular maintenance can easily lead to accumulation of damages that can be beyond repair after some point. We know these things. Faster the car runs, more is the wear and tear. Such overused car requires often frequent and thorough schedule of service and maintenance. And in spite of regular servicing, no car can really last infinitely long. A car generally lasts for around 250,000 to let's say 300,000 miles. With regular and thorough servicing and maintenance, some cars can last even longer. In each servicing, most damages are repaired, but some remain. These residual damages keep accumulating. Eventually, the accumulated damage incurred due to wear and tear reaches such a stage that the car can no longer run. Now, why I'm talking about cars? Well, life can be imagined like a car. Each breath, each movement, and even each thought leads to biological friction. This friction leads to a heat that we call as inflammation. So, inflammation is the heat that causes damage. Faster the movements, more is the fire of inflammation. Human body comes with an inbuilt repair mechanism. These repair mechanisms work best when body slows down. That's the sole purpose of sleep. Sleep is the repair mode of our body. Sleep is a maintenance mode that is forced upon us. Most of us automatically feel sleepy at night. It's nature's way to force maintenance. However, if daily inflammation has reached a critical mass and the damages need to be repaired immediately, you will immediately feel exhausted and sleepy. When we are young, our repair mechanisms are extremely active and powerful. Whatever damage occurs via inflammations get repaired easily when we are young. But remember, the fire of inflammation burns those repair mechanisms as well. Eventually, over a period of time, inflammation starts burning out these repair systems completely. Hence, as we grow older, our repair mechanisms also slowly become sluggish and less efficient. Inflammation keeps rising, and so do the damages incurred. And one day, these damages are just too much for life to sustain. And that's exactly how we die. Just like the car, more the pace, more will be the inflammation. Just like the car, we all have average lifespan. If everything goes well, we would normally survive for around 80 to 90 years. But there are few who survive way beyond 100 years. Scientists have been thoroughly studying such long-living individuals. There is a whole new segment of pharmaceutical industry that is working relentlessly to find out how longevity can be improved and how immortality can be achieved. However, since thousands of years, cultures have been aware of practices that can significantly extend lifespan. Ancient scriptures are full of tales showing how few sages accomplished living several hundred years just by meditating. Of course, in this rational era of 21st century, such tales from scriptures would be generally disregarded as myths and folklores. But the science of fasting and meditation cannot be denied. And all those practices have one principle in common: cool down. Just like the car, more frequent and thorough the maintenance schedules are, more will be the lifespan. Fasting and meditation are two very powerful cool down techniques employed by almost all cultures to promote health. Each morsel of food we eat leads to formation of energy. Issue is that even a little excess of energy produced will cause damage via the fire of inflammation. Hence, to cool down that fire, regular fasting is extremely critical, and fasting decreases core body temperature. Sleep means no movement. All systems slow down when we sleep. Body temperature drops when we sleep. Now let's talk about meditation. Classical meditation involves adopting a relaxed posture and focusing on breath. Eventual aim is to be in a state where you get no thoughts. Meditation is actually like sleep, but without thoughts. This means no movements plus no thoughts plus slow breathing. Meditation is the most powerful way of cooling down and repairing our systems. Meditation slows down heart rate, respiratory rate, and decreases overall body temperature. So, both fasting and meditation lower body temperature. Sleep, the natural repair system, also lowers our body temperature. We know that vegetables kept at lower temperatures in a refrigerator remain fresh for several days. Vegetables like celery, lettuce, garlic, ginger, etc. can be immortalized in a freezer and can be brought into life again at a later date by planting into a warm, moist soil. Like these vegetables, can we freeze ourselves and pause the clock of aging? Well, there is a company that has really made $1 million business out of this particular theory. Alcor Life Extension Foundation has a facility located within the deserts of Arizona where around 200 people have had their bodies cryopreserved. These people had medical conditions that cannot be cured. By keeping these bodies below freezing temperatures, Alcor believes they would be able to restore life back in future when the cure is available. What do you think? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.